If you're under contract to buy or sell a home in Georgia right now, there is a clause in your contract that could quietly delay your closing, and most people have no idea this exists. Hi guys, I'm Connie Carlson, and having sold over 700 homes in the Atlanta area, I've got a solid grasp on the Georgia contract. So today I want to talk to you about something really important that a lot of people under contract in Georgia probably have no idea about. And it could seriously impact your timeline if you're buying or selling a home right now. So listen up. This is not meant to scare you. It's meant to help you avoid a last-minute mess. So let's start with the basics. In the Georgia Purchase and Sale Agreement, there's a section that talks about delays caused by emergencies. Now, most people have never read this closely, and most agents don't bring it up unless it becomes an issue, or they maybe don't even know about it themselves. So here's the short version of what it says. If, after you've already gone under contract, the governor of Georgia declares a state of emergency for the county where the property is located, then all the unexpired deadlines in the contract automatically extend by the number of days that emergency exists. So that includes due diligence, financing, appraisal contingencies, and yes, even the closing date. Now, there's a cap of 8 days per emergency, but these extensions are automatic unless both parties agree otherwise. Now, yesterday, Brian Kemp issued a statewide emergency declaration ahead of this predicted storm. And you may have seen it on the news, but you may not have thought twice about it. But if you're under contract, this matters. Here's where people get caught off guard. Many buyers and sellers assume that the dates in the contract are locked in place. They're under contract, right? So they've scheduled their movers. They've locked in childcare. And the sellers may already be under contract to buy their next house on the same date. The buyers may have their rate lock expiring. Everyone thinks that the calendar is set. But under the contract language, if the emergency applies to your county and your contract is binding before the emergency was declared, these deadlines quietly extend. No amendment required. Now, there's an important exception. If both parties agree that they do not want the deadlines extended, they can proceed as originally scheduled. That's allowed. But here's the key, or else the loophole. If it's not put in writing, one party could wait until the last minute and say they need more time. And they'd be completely justified under the terms of the contract. Let me give you a real-world example. You're the seller, and your buyer is supposed to close on your home next week, Friday. So your movers are booked. You've packed almost everything in your house, and your closing for the next home that you're buying is on the same day, next Friday. And then on Thursday morning, the day before the closing, the buyer notifies you that they're extending the closing. Now, they could say it's related to storm, but it could really, honestly, be anything from them not being able to get off work or just really not feeling like doing it on that particular day. And because of the emergency clause, they may be entitled to extend that closing, whether you like it or not. That one decision could ripple through everything: moving trucks, storage, temporary housing, rate locks on the house you're going to buy, your purchase contract. And that's stress you did not plan for and do not want. And this is why awareness matters and why I'm making this video for you right now. So if all parties genuinely want to stay on track, my recommendation is this. Have your agents draft a simple amendment stating that the parties agree not to extend the deadlines related to the state of emergency. It protects everyone, it removes ambiguity, and it keeps the expectations clear. Now, this is not about being difficult or distrustful. It's about being proactive. Georgia contracts are very specific, and sometimes the biggest surprises come from clauses that people didn't even realize existed until it's too late. I always say it's not a problem until it becomes a problem. And if one of the parties is looking for a loophole, this is one that they could pull out of the hat. So if you're under contract right now, ask your agent about this. Ask whether your county is covered and ask whether an amendment makes sense for your situation. And if you found this helpful, I'd love it if you share it with someone who's under contract or thinking about moving. These are the kind of things that don't get talked about enough until they become a problem. Of course, I'm here if you have any questions. And if you're looking to hire an agent in the near future that understands the Georgia contracts, I'm your girl. Give me a call.